The Talmudic art of reasoning has often been mistakenly compared to a tortuous path of circuitous routes combining law, humor, tall tales, and life lessons that some find oblique at best and downright obscure to others. However, for those aware of its ambiguities, the Talmud is a rich source of wisdom and practical knowledge with deep insight into human nature and the interaction between it and the character of HaShem. The Talmudic art of reasoning is actually a legacy of analytical Jewish thought. First, let's define what the Talmud is. It is one of the central texts of Judaism. It is not merely a compilation of laws and traditions, but a vast ocean of dialectical reasoning. It embodies an unparalleled approach to logic, argumentation, and intellectual rigor, making it one of history's most intricate and enduring legal and philosophical works. The Talmudic art of reasoning is a sophisticated method of analysis that fosters critical thinking, promotes debate, and seeks truth through layered inquiry. At the heart of Talmudic reasoning is the dialectical method, a process by which rabbis debate legal and ethical issues, often arriving at multiple valid interpretations rather than a single definitive answer. The discussions in the Talmud unfold in a unique format. The Mishnah, the primary legal text, this is followed by the Gemara, the exegesis and commentary. This format encourages deep exploration of the law by questioning assumptions, comparing cases, and drawing nuanced distinctions. A key feature of Talmudic argumentation is the use of kushia, or challenging questions, or terutza, resolution of difficulties, and hamavina, initial assumptions that are tested and often discarded. This layered approach ensures that every position is rigorously examined before conclusions are drawn. The Talmud employs several core principles of logical reasoning. Kal vachomer, the fortiori of reasoning. If a lesser case holds true, then a greater case must also hold true. For example, if one is required to respect their teacher, then how much more should they respect their parents? Second is gezerah shavah, or the analogy through verbal congruence, a legal principle where one passage is applied to another based on shared term or phrase. Third is bin ya'av, or general principle from a specific case. If a law applies in one instance, it can be extended to similar cases unless proven otherwise. Fourth is zvi dinim, or the dual aspects of a law. A concept can have multiple facets that must be analyzed separately. And finally, savara, pure logic and plain old common sense. At times, laws are derived through logical deduction rather than textual evidence. For us Jews, debate has always been the path to truth. Ever wonder where the phrase, put two Jews in a room together and you'll get three different opinions, comes from? Well, now you know. One of the most striking aspects of the Talmudic tradition is its emphasis on machalet, or disputation. Disagreements aren't seen as a failure of logic, but as a means of refining truth. For example, the debates between Beit Hillel and Beit Shammai exemplify this, with the Talmud often preserving both sides of the argument rather than erasing dissenting opinions. The reasoning behind this is that intellectual diversity strengthens the pursuit of wisdom. The Talmud itself acknowledges the validity of multiple perspectives by stating, "These and those are the words of the living God." See Eruvin 13b. This pluralistic approach allows for a dynamic and evolving tradition that can adapt to new circumstances while remaining rooted in its foundational principles. The methodologies of Talmudic reasoning have influenced many fields beyond religious study, including ethics, jurisprudence, and philosophy. Modern Jewish and non-Jewish legal systems have drawn upon Talmudic principles, especially in their emphasis on case law, precedent, and rigorous debate. Furthermore, scholars from diverse backgrounds have recognized the Talmud as a model for structured reasoning and contributing to development in its logic, argumentation, and even artificial intelligence, where principles of Talmudic logic are being studied for applications in machine learning and ethical decision-making. The Talmudic art of reasoning is not merely an intellectual exercise, but a profound method of engaging with the complexities of life and law. By fostering critical thinking, embracing debate, and seeking deeper truths, the Talmudic tradition continues to shape Jewish thought and influence global intellectual traditions. Whether applied in religious study, legal analysis, or philosophical inquiry, its principles remain as relevant today as they were millennia ago. What are your thoughts as it pertains to Talmudic reasoning? Were you aware of the vast influence the practice of this kind of logic and practical reasoning has impacted on the rest of the world? I'd love to read your thoughts on this and other topics in the comments below. I have already put out a video on the basic structure of the Talmud, and you'll find the link for that below, and I hope you take a look at it if you haven't seen it yet. If you find my videos and written teachings of help in your life, please like and subscribe. Push that notification bell and feel free to share these videos with others. I'd love to hear your comments below, and all my videos can be found on Rumble, Locals, and YouTube. Links to my Shmu's Views Locals, Substack, and Blogger page are in the description of this video. So until next time, I want to wish you Shalom.